gonna pull this piece of tape off and I'm gonna show you how you can actually get a perfect template for your exhaust port. That's how you do it. Alright, what's up guys? So, been working on this little project here for my 372. Trying to come up with a better muffler design, something that's gonna build a little bit more power than, you know, the stock-ish dual ported can there. So came up with this cone design, got some 2 3/8 tubing, cut it in half and cut a couple pies out of there and threw a couple welds on it. I was thinking about stacking this on top, something like that, and then adding the ring and then capping it off on the front and a pipe out the sides. Kind of what I had planned for this project, and I don't really prefer them to stick out any further than that. We're going to try to keep this design somewhat compact, fairly smooth. It should be a nice transitioning flow. We just got to do some grinding, a little bit more welding, get that ring on there like I said, and see if it makes any significant difference over the old can dual port muffler style. So this is where it all started from, 2 3/8. Here's the cone here, got it sanded down a little bit more. Got the exit there where it's gonna meet up to the flange, just a little bit nicer, a little bit more squared up. Got that sanded off really nice. It's actually quite round. We're gonna take off a 1/4 inch here. So what I'm gonna do is lay another piece of masking tape right below that and then peel this off and then either cut or grind that away. There's the flange. We've already made that off camera and it's probably like a little less than a 3/16, so getting close. Hammered that into submission there and it got a little bit out of round, and that's really close to the flange, so that's just kind of what I'm using for a mock-up. Off camera I made this little dome out of some mild steel. You can see all the hammer marks in that sucker, and I just used a ball peen hammer on that. It's really not too flabby, and then that's going to stack right on top of there. Here you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. So I just want to bring you in here and show you what we got going on so far. The flange is bolted on. The cone is tack welded to the flange and also the ring here. Here's our dome cover. I was working on that a little bit, trying to fold the edges over so it'll just slide right on and fit nice, but I think we're gonna go a different route. We're gonna be checking for clearance here. I'm gonna have to trim a little bit off of this so it fits the radius of the cone up here. Make sure it has clearance for the chain brake there, which it should have. Overall, it's kind of just sitting in there loosely, but it should be mounted somewhere like that. That should clearance the wood pretty well, I would imagine. The domed cap looks like a bottle cap now. It's my fancy metalworking skills, not. Just working with what I have, materials that I have on hand. This is all just kind of repurposed steel. Little mini expansion chamber there. It's getting kind of late tonight, so we'll finish it up one of these nights. And it's been pretty warm here, so when we get a cooler morning, we should be able to go out and cut a little bit of wood. It's been in the hundreds. A little too warm to be running a saw. We'll get back to you when we get this more established here. Alright, next day, went to the hardware store, got a shorter bolt so we could tighten up the pipe here. Good and solid. Just got done grinding the profile on that piece of tubing there. Then we've got it outlined for our hole, so that's about where we're at. Next step, I'm going to go ahead and cut that section out right there. Should be pretty nice little fit. It's a ways away from the chain brake, can't really see with my fat hand in there. It's well far enough away from the handlebar there, so you're not going to be heating up your hand with hot exhaust, and it's not pointing straight up, and it's not too far forward. I think that's the perfect spot. And also, when I got the shorter bolts, I picked up the dust cap, that's what it's called in the store, and it's perfectly round. I've already scribed a line there where we need to trim that off and get it all pieced together, tack welded. Here we go. I just want to show you guys some of the tools that you might need to have. That definitely makes the job easier when you're building this new pipe. You're gonna need a pair of good tin snips, roll lock disc there for your little angle grinder, a Scotch-Brite, which I use to kind of put a final polish or a finish on the pipe there. This little Sawzall works pretty handy. And you got your two different die grinders there, various bits, a little flap wheel that works pretty nice. This unibit for drilling your holes works pretty good too. Also gonna need electric drill. Here's the 372 pipe all welded up, polished down with the Scotch-Brite. We've got exit pipe hole drilled there and clearanced. And there's the new cap on it as well. I've been cleaning the inside of this pipe and smoothing those edges there. Just don't really want any like rough edges inside there at all, and it's pretty smooth. But that's about where we're at with that joint there. See if I can get a shot of the inside there for you. Right now we're gonna test fit this and see how we're looking. I'm gonna grab a couple bolts and bolt that on. Well, would you look at that? The handlebar is way back here. I think that's excellent clearancing on that pipe. Well, that's about a 90 PSI with the air hose. I was really concerned that I was just creating a massive whistle for a pipe, but didn't really have a whistling sound with that compressed air. There it is, pretty much welded up, side pipe on there. Dunsky. All right, so I want to give you guys some measurements of this, just in case it does work. So the length of this pipe here is 3.5 inches long. This piece of tubing here is, we'll just measure from about the center there. You're about 2 3/4. That's a 7/8 outlet right there. Let's see, so there it is in relation to the stock 372 muffler. So another important thing to note when you're doing a project like this, and once you get done with all your work, make sure that you blow the holy living crap out of the inside everywhere. Get all the dust, all the debris, especially all the metal shavings in there. You want it just completely clean. The nature of the two-stroke on the exhaust side, it will suck it back into the motor and start causing engine or cylinder failure. I'm gonna call this good. We're gonna bolt it onto the saw. Wow, that new pipe really sounds amazing. For more content, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.